Peace. Welcome back to CC Weekly, man. It's getting a little warmer, so I'm figuring, this is the time. Because it's brought to you by Walter Hill, premium eyewear. They have sunglasses over there, beach wavies. Y'all seen the windows up video? We got to talk about this Benzino thing, but y'all seen the windows up video featuring myself and Technique from the LBC crew? I need y'all to go and check that out. That video was brought to you by Beach Wavy. Premium eyewear, walterhill.com. Find your perfect pair. I said premium eyewear, walterhill.com. Find your perfect pair. Yo, DH, give me something I could smoke to. That tastes cool. How y'all been? Hope everybody's been good. Let's talk about this Benzino thing real quick. Something light. CC Weekly. Okay, so I saw some sort of clip. I didn't watch. I don't be paying a lot of attention unless I'm really focused, because most of the times I'm multitasking when I'm online. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody else. I'm multitasking. I'm probably doing 1,000 things and something comes across my timeline and I take a look at it. Somebody had asked me, was I there at the infamous Benzino Source Magazine press conference when he played that tape, that Eminem tape? Let me back up. He made a diss song to Marshall and he mentioned my name in it. And then I saw some kind of clip or somewhere where he talked about me being at the press conference, which is kind of funny because I remember a long time ago, I said I was at the press conference and somebody on his side denied it. But now they're saying, yes, indeed, I was at the press conference. And so, when people speak on my name, I pop up like Candyman. You feel me? I ain't supposed to be lighting this with no regular lighter. You're supposed to light your cigars with torches or wooden matchsticks. But anyway, y'all know I go everywhere, man. Anyway, yeah, so saying that like I was real gung-ho and hype. I was hyped to be, you know what I'm saying, at this event. That's how the energy came off of what he said. He was like, yeah, Crooked was like, yeah, bet, let's do it. Yes, I was there. Let me take you back. I was on Death Row Records at the time. Youngin' in the game, Went to New York to do some promo. Was in New York for promo purposes. And Suge was like, yo, Crook, can you go meet up with Dave Mays and Benzino? You know what I mean? Go politic, go do some networking, These guys owned the Source Magazine. And at the time, the Source Magazine was the hip hop Bible. Okay? If you was into hip hop, you had to read the Source Magazine. You feel me? So, of course, I'm like, yeah, I'm out here promoting. What a trip that was, y'all. That was a trip. That promo trip. I met Jay-Z for the first time on that promo trip. I seen how solid Tretch is from 90 by Nature on that promo trip. I seen how solid Noriega is on that promo trip. I got so many stories from being in New York for that 1 week. Sue's rendezvous, all kind of stories. Anyway, I said, yeah. So I hop in. I meet up with him. Hop into the Benz. We riding. It's Dave. It's Benzino. We pull up to some kind of hotel or something, I believe. And I'm like, so what's going on? And they're like, we just got to handle something real quick. You know what I'm saying? you gonna go in there. There's a lot of media in there. You know what I mean? But we finna handle something. You gonna see. Kept me on a real need to know basis. And when I got in there, I seen all these people there from the press, and the room was just lit up. And they had like a little, podium with a microphone on it. And I saw people from the Source magazine standing there, and Benzino walked up and he started talking. And I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I ain't know what the fuck was going on, right? But I'm like, fuck it. I'm here. Shit. Point them press cameras at a real nigga real quick. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm like, I'm here. So whatever. Boom. Benzino pulls out the tape and he starts talking about Eminem. He pulls out the tape and he plays a snippet. And I'm sure y'all heard the tape by now. You know what I'm saying? And then he says there's another one in existence. And what I heard on the tape, I did not like. I didn't like what I heard on that tape, right? And you know what else I didn't like? I didn't like being invited somewhere without being given the full details of what's going on. You feel me? Like, I felt like I got ambushed. Like, all of a sudden, I'm here. And you got to understand, I'm on death row at the time. I'm the flagship artist. So me standing there means that death row is with this shit right here. It's kind of like stamping it that the artist and the label is with this shit that's going on at this press conference. You got to let somebody know. If you finna set the war off, you got to let somebody know what they walking into so they can make their own decision, right? Heard the tape, went back to LA. Some people were talking about the tape in the studio. I started to feel like there was an agenda for me to go at Marshall, to go at Eminem. Not somebody straight telling you, yo, this is what you should do. This is what I want you to do. But more so like people trying to nudge you into a direction. You feel me? And I'm going to tell you, at the time, M is with Dr. Dre, M is with Interscope, and M is a lyrical genius. So you add those three things together, it's not too many people in the position to fuck with somebody like that. As far as going at them on wax and beefing, right? Like, that's a lot of firepower. One, you know how to rap. Two, you got Dr. Dre beats. Three, you got Interscope distribution. It's not an easy task. So y'all think, oh, it don't matter about none of that. Just go do. Nah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be in a certain position to be able to really, really sting them, really hurt them. And people felt like, yo, Crook, you're the perfect one for the job. You know why? Because the Death Row Records legacy is still high level. Snoop, Tupac, y'all know what's up, Dog Pound. Y'all know what it is, right? The legacy and the history of that label can stand up against any label in hip hop. That's one thing. Two, Suge had a bag on him. Three, I know how to rap. So in some people's eyes, that would have been perfect. And I felt that energy. And I start thinking, I have my own agenda. I had my own agenda. I had my own reasons for making music. And I had my own shots that I wanted to call on my career. So I wasn't on that. I had a lot of opportunities to jump on that wave. I had my own ambitions. And my own ambitions got me this far, got me into the door at Death Row Records as one of the flagship artists. So I'm going to keep following my own ambitions. You feel me? So anyway, I don't know if y'all know the story about when I was at the radio station, and one of the biggest radio stations in LA. And they had just played the Ja Rule joint where he dissed Marshall. And the DJ asked me, the radio host asked me, was I going to jump into it? I'm going to tell y'all that story another time. Long story short, Dr. Dre was listening to me that night on the radio. I had no clue. I'll tell y'all that later. But back to this. That New York trip became secondary to all the other stuff I was doing. I was recording. See, when you got money and you young and you got jewelry and you got whips and you got a nice house and you are a young dude from where I'm from, you're a target. So life was lifing. I had no time to worry about what was going on between Benzino and Eminem. I was trying to get up that ladder, get my family out the hole, keep them out the hole forever. I was trying to utilize my time to get up that ladder and fulfill my dreams. I didn't have no time to jump into a beef that had nothing to do with me and wasn't none of my business. You feel me? My reality was way darker than some can even understand at that time. And it was too dark for me to even think about going into it with somebody. Nah, I'm trying to get out of here, homie. I'm trying to go up the ladder. I'm trying to get my family out the ditch, homie. I ain't got time to be jumping in no beefs that don't got shit to do with me. I did not like the song. I did not like being ambushed. But that shit don't got nothing to do with me right now. I made a comment in the magazine how I felt about the song, and I kept moving. I didn't know him at that time. So it was like, yo, I don't even know this man's character. I don't know his intentions. I don't know anything. I was doing me. You feel me? So now, let's get to the good part. CC Weekly is brought to you by WalterHill.com. Find your perfect pair. Premium eyewear. I believe the code still works, CC20, to get a discount. It's getting warm out there, y'all. It's time to put some shades on, you know what I'm saying? Windows up. Well, now let's get to the good part. I got a question for y'all. And I want y'all to get in the comments with me. With this question I got for y'all. You know, I got 2 questions. I need y'all in the comments. 1. All right, let me lay it out first. Let me lay it out before I ask. The Source magazine, for those of you guys, you probably all know, but it's a lot of people that might not have even been aware, you know what I'm saying, way back then, or not even born yet. The Source magazine was the hip hop Bible. I said that. If you wanted to know what was going on in hip hop, you had to read the Source magazine. If you were a Fortune 500 company and you wanted to reach the hip hop demographic with your products, you had to advertise in the Source. If you were a record label, advertise in the Source. If you were a clothing line that wanted to appeal to the hip hop audience, advertise in the Source. The Source was a giant. Double XL was on the way up, but the Source was already there. They had arrived. They had the Source Awards. Benzino had Club Zeno. Top of the world. I feel like a pivotal moment, in my opinion, from an outsider's perspective, a critical moment was when he decided to expose that tape, that Eminem cassette tape. That was a critical moment in the timeline of the Source magazine. Why? Because it almost looked like he started to weaponize it, right? But he was fighting for what he believed in. I want to believe that. I want to believe that he was fighting for what he believed in. Because if it was just all a hoax to try to get more clout for your magazine, that intention would not bring you anything good. So I want to believe that he felt like, yo, I have to expose this. Journalists have to expose certain shit so people are aware of things, right? So anyway, that's a critical moment in the Source magazine's timeline. Because once Marshall apologized to the culture and to black people, and that apology was accepted by some, not all, by some, Benzino's efforts started to backfire on him. Now, this is the perspective of an outsider, but I'm watching. I'm observing how it's going down. I know people that were insiders that worked over there at the Source magazine. I know people that worked for the Source for years. That was a critical moment because once M's apology was accepted by the people that needed to accept it in order to make a move on the Source, moves were made. I heard they were pulling advertisement out of the Source. Advertisement is the lifeblood of a magazine, of any platform, really. And when they start pulling that ad, all that ad money out, I heard they was putting it into the XXL. I don't know. You got to go talk to one of them guys to find out if this is true. This is what I heard from great sources, that they were pulling ad money from the Source. People like Universal. Why? Because Universal Music Group, what? Distributes Interscope. And if you try to bring down the #1 selling artist for Interscope, which is under the Universal umbrella, what you think Universal gonna do? So I heard they was pulling ads, calling they people, they homies, because companies have homies. Just like we got homies, they got homies. They got homies doing big things. Fortune 500 homies. Pull the ads out of there. Dump it into the XXL. XXL becomes the new giant. Critical moment pulling out that cassette tape. First question, what would you have done if you were Benzino? You got a fucking tape sitting on your desk of one of the hottest rappers in the hip hop game saying some shit, some racial shit. And that comes across your desk. And you are one of the owners of the biggest magazine in hip hop at the time in the world. What would you have done? What would you have done? You're Benzino. You're Dave Mays. You own one of the biggest magazines in the world and the biggest hip hop magazine. This cassette tape comes across your desk. What would you have done? Second question. Is there a world where Benzino and Marshall truly get past this and put it behind them? Because at this point, they have adult children. The kids are all grown up. It's been a long time. Is there a world where that happens and it's truly squashed and it's